My fight name is Shira, the Princess of Power. I actually got my fight name because I used to teach kiddos and they can't pronounce my first name, so it would always just come out as Shira, so that's just what I was known at the gym as, and coincidentally a superhero name, so it worked out. My involvement at F3 is I am an instructor here and at the Haslet location. I teach kickboxing, boxing, and I do personal training.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Royce City, Texas, which is on the other side of the Metroplex.
Very nice. How was it?
It was, well, when I was little, it was a really small rural town, and it's kind of turned into like a suburb almost now. It's just grown a lot, but it was good, quiet. Like I just rolled around in the dirt a lot, fished for crawdads.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so what got you into martial arts?
This is actually silly. I was just driving past it, and I did not know what MMA stood for. I was like, that's interesting, so I just pulled in and I went in and I asked for a schedule and they told me what it was, and then I did one class and that was kind of it for me. It was like a full week trial, but
What class was that?
Kickboxing, which is mostly what I'm known for and what I'm good at. That's what I'm more proficient in and what I teach most of. So
to your, your average Joe out there, you're ladies, right? You're female. Why martial arts?
Well, martial arts because it teaches a sense of patience, confidence. I know most women, as did I, did not have the confidence to walk from store to car in the parking lot at night or just anywhere and get nervous when people maybe a little bigger than you walk past you. Just the normal everyday struggle of women walking with keys in between your fingers, right? I have the confidence to know that if something were to happen to me, I would absolutely be okay. So patience because I'm used to just really hate being bad at things, but martial arts teaches you that you're supposed to be bad at things and you only get better if you keep coming and keep doing it. So.
When did you first become a coach for Fitness Fight Factory?
Probably, let me think, May. It was May of 2020.
So how do you feel about being a coach at Fitness Fight Factory? How do you feel about its people?
I truly love it. Like I feel like I have had the ability to make really genuine connections with people. Like my students aren't just my students, they're my friends. Like I love teaching, they're receptive to what I want to teach, and they just, due to the environment of the gym and the people around them, of people elevating themselves, they genuinely want to learn and get better, which is my favorite thing to teach.
So what does, being an instructor here, have you fought under the banner yet?
Not yet. Pandemic hit. I had one scheduled and then the pandemic hit. But
to this point, some of the transitions that have happened here and very recently, what does F3 mean to you?
I mean, really just a sense of peace. Like I know it's always going to be here. I know I love coming into work every day and seeing all my friends, students, training partners, bosses. Like it really is like a family here, and just a community of support, which I really, really appreciate. Everybody wants to get better, and if the people around me aren't wanting to get better, then I feel like I get stagnant in what I'm doing, and so I just really appreciate being here every day that I'm here.
What are some of the major challenges you had to overcome in this career?
In fighting, being a woman in the sport is hard to say the least. I started fighting when the women's division in the UFC was like brand new. When Ronda Rousey came in, that was all brand new. Like she was still the champ on top. Like she was untouchable at that point. There was just no avenue for women my size. And so we were trying to compete in MMA, but there was just no girls because the only weight class for women really was 135. So we went to Muay Thai, where it had been around a little longer and there were bigger girls there. I think it's harder for people to take me seriously sometimes as a martial artist just because they're uneducated about the sport. But otherwise, the challenges haven't been that big. Like I get to come in, I get to train, I get to do what I love and I'm passionate about. Otherwise, the only cons of it would just be lack of fights because I started fighting when women's MMA was still fairly young. I mean, now that I've been doing it for, I can't even think, 7+ years, maybe 8, I'm not sure at this. I think it's 7, but I'm not gonna count because I'm bad at math. But
and I have a question.
Yeah, and I get punched in the head. That's probably why I'm bad at math, but I'm just kidding.
Excellent. Okay, and so now, what would you say to that little girl that might go to mom and dad and say, you know what, I can help you by myself?
It's less what I would say to the little girls, it's what I would say to the parents. If your little girl wants to do martial arts, let her do martial arts. I have spoke to so many parents who they only let their sons do martial arts because it's a boy thing, or so many people that have come that I train now that they've always wanted to do martial arts but their parents wouldn't let them. Like, my parents wouldn't let me do it either. And so when I was like, as soon as I hit 18, I was like, that's exactly what I went to. I would just, parents, whatever you feel like martial arts is, it's not scary, it's a functional skill for your kids, it's self-defense, it could potentially save their life. If your little girl wants to do martial arts, let them do martial arts.
Very nice, excellent. Now, do you have any special talents? Any hidden gems that you might want to let people know about you?
Like silly things or like actual things? I would say before I was a martial artist, I was just an artist. Like, for most of my life, I wanted to delve into every kind of artful endeavor I could. I did photography, I drew, I painted, I wrote. Anything that fit in the category of arts, I was all about it. And so I didn't realize that martial arts would fit into the category of arts until I did it, but it is truly a form of self-expression, which is why I think I gravitated towards it. And as for like weird things, I can bend my thumb backwards all the way, which is not normal.
I like it. Very cool.
And I never match my socks. That's got to be a talent.
That's it.
And it's not even on purpose, it's just on accident.
It just happens.
It does, it's magic.
It's a sock.
It's magic. I think I'm just the queen of losing at least one, and so